Hello and welcome to Gardening with Ben's award-winning podcast, as voted by Grow Your Own magazine and by my followers and listeners. So if you're new to the podcast, make sure you click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts, listen back to all our previous episodes, sit back, grab a brew and let's enjoy today's episode. Hello and welcome back to Gardening with Ben. It's Thursday. It's nearly the weekend and hopefully the better weather will come, because yesterday was absolutely awful. I think the weatherman has finally realised that I'm working, so he's sending the rain while I'm working on shift, because it never seems to rain when I'm off, thankfully. Touch wood, I felt lucky this week with the weather. One of the days it was absolutely boiling, but yesterday it was chucking it down all day, so hopefully it will help water in all the new plants that I've been planting. And it is cold, but it's not that cold, so hopefully it will get them waking up and get them growing again. And I'm looking forward to my grapevine waking up and starting to grow, as it does look quite dormant at the minute. My followers did tell me that that's how it's meant to look, and it will start to wake up soon. I have put a plastic clutch over the top of it to give it a bit more warmth to help say, wakey wakey, it's time to get growing. So hopefully that extra bit of warmth will get it growing and get it going faster, really, because I do want some good grapes on it, and I realise I won't get many grapes on it for a few years. So hopefully in a couple of years' time we'll be picking some decent grapes off them. So what are we talking about today? Well, I had a lot of feedback from yesterday's episode. If you've not listened to it yet, make sure you go and check it out. It's talking all about the Love Your Garden episode, what was on the TV the other night with Alan Titchmarsh and Kate Garraway. And wow, was it an amazing episode. Everybody agreed how good it was. There weren't a bad word said whatsoever about that episode, and I learnt so much from it, and I'm sure all my followers learnt so much from it, and there's so much out there that can be learned from that episode. So if you've got the ITV hub, go and check out the Love Your Garden episode. And one thing that I got from that episode is that they were talking about honeyberries, I think they're called, and it's something I've never seen before, and apparently it's a cross between a blueberry and another fruit, and it's just amazing how good they are for you. They're 3 times better than blueberries in how good and healthy they are for you. So I'm going to go out and purchase a couple of those. I think that's on my shopping list next. And yes, I do keep buying more and more plants to go on my plot, but it's something that I want to do. Like I say, buying fruit plants, you reap the rewards from it and you get your money's back from it, because like my allotment, it costs me £90 a year, and I definitely get £90 worth of fruit off my plot, if not quadruple the amount in fruit off it. So I definitely get my money's worth from the allotment. So watching that episode made me want to talk about where it all began with me on the allotment. I've talked about this before, and I've got a lot of new followers now and subscribers on this YouTube. So I thought it'd be good just to go over my backstory and what I've been through and where it all began, to be honest, because it is quite interesting. You never know, one day it might be in a book. I doubt it somehow. I don't think anyone's going to sign Gardening with Ben up for a book yet. But yeah, it all started way back ago. Back when I was a child, back when I was young, back when I didn't have a beard, back when I was only small. Now I'm 6'5". But yeah, it started way back, and I was about 12 years old, and there was an allotment site near me, and the council was putting adverts up because there was only one person left on this allotment. Somebody had been in touch with the council and they'd talked to this one person that were left on this plot, and this person said that if nobody else takes on the plots, they're going to get rid of it because nobody was taking up the allotments. It was just a derelict ground, it was barren, just wasteland. And this chap said to the council, if you can clear it, I will get the allotment site full again. And there was a list up of vacant plots that were going to become available, and my dad put his name down for one, and he was successful. And they joined a committee and they helped get the allotment site up and running. They got funding in to get new roads in, get water pipes put in for standpipes, and yeah, they got the allotment turned around and back in use again. And it was fantastic because everybody had that same vision. Nobody knew about gardening and growing their own vegetables. It was all new to them. So everybody was in the same boat and everybody had that excitement when they moved onto the site. And it became a great community with all these new people. And we're having barbecues and little parties and stuff like that and getting to know one another. They even had a special open day where the mayor came and officially reopened the allotment site. And yeah, it was a fantastic community. And I used to help my dad on the allotment every weekend, helping doing the weeding, obviously doing all the jobs that he didn't want to do. But yeah, I had a go at growing some seeds and stuff, and my dad was showing me what to do. And then I must have got to like 16, 17, and I thought, why am I helping my dad on his plot when I turn 18 I can get my own allotment? And bear in mind I was still living at home at this rate, and obviously being an 18-year-old you want somewhere to escape to, somewhere that you can just chill out and your parents aren't around, so you can just do what you want, relax, not get nagged, not get bossed around. But yeah, it was nice. So I applied for this plot and I got it, and luckily enough it was bang opposite my dad's plot, and I got into the gardening. And first off I planted some fruit trees. I planted a nectarine, a cooking apple, a cherry and a plum tree. And I've no longer got the cherry and I've no longer got the nectarine. They didn't do anything very good, so I got rid of them. And I planted some rhubarb. I bought some rhubarb to start off with. I bought my autumn raspberries. I purchased 16 strawberry plants, and that's all I started off with on my plot. And I've still got the strawberry plants, I've still got the rhubarb, I've still got the autumn raspberries, I've still got the plum tree, and I've still got the cooking apple tree. And that's like 16, 17 years later, and I've still got all them same crops on my plot. Obviously the strawberry plants have died off, but the runners, they've all been from them same plants from 16 years ago. It's amazing how I've managed to keep them going all these years, and I'm really impressed with how it's come on. And that is how I got into gardening. I didn't read no books on it. I didn't have the internet back then. I just learned everything through trial and error and learning from my mistakes, and it was absolutely brilliant. Yep, I didn't manage to get it all cleared in time. Sometimes it was a mess. Sometimes I got warnings off the council saying if you don't hurry up and tidy your plot up, we're going to evict you and stuff like that, which was disheartening at the time, and it did make me feel like wanting to give up sometimes. And I battled on. I set myself targets, I set myself missions, and I got it cleared and I got on top of it. And sometimes I feel like I'm the only ever one that's down at the allotment site. I never see anybody else down there. I see my dad every so often and my neighbour, but that's it. I don't hardly ever see anyone down there, and it's bizarre how I never actually see people down at the allotment site, but they seem to keep on top of the plots, so they must venture down when I'm not around. whether they don't want to be on my blogs or not. But yeah, that is how I got into gardening, and it all started about 4 or 5 years ago. I just started taking pictures for my own benefit of where I planted stuff, how I planted it, where I planted it, when I planted it, how well it did, and stuff like that, just for like a record really, as a diary, as a visual diary. And I just started posting them to a Facebook page just for myself, and I thought, yeah, I need to keep up this diary. And then suddenly I had a follower, and I thought, what? Why is somebody following my page? It's just my diary of what I'm getting up to on the plot. And then a few more people started following, and I thought, okay, alright, people are starting to see what I'm getting up to. Should I be worried that they're following my allotment page? Will they come down? Will they do stuff to my plot? Stuff like that. And then it started growing, and I got 100 followers, and I thought, blimey, 100 people following me on Facebook, and they want to see what I'm doing down at the plot. And it just snowballed after that, and I got more and more followers. Got 1,000, then it went to 5,000, 10,000. Now it's at 18,000 followers on Facebook, and it absolutely baffles me still to this day that people want to listen to me and see what I get up to down at the allotment. Like I say, I still class myself as an amateur gardener. I don't agree that I know things very much sometimes, and I'm still learning all the time, literally every single day. I'm learning new things. Like I said, with that honeyberry plant, that's something new to me. I've not seen it before, so I need to research up on that and see what it's all about, see what soil it grows in and stuff like that, and see where to plant it. So that is something else that I'm going to learn about this year and research. So we're going to be getting into all that again this year. And so then I started up an Instagram page, and that started getting followers. Again, it's just reached 10,000 followers, which I still can't believe. So I'm posting more and more photos on Instagram now, because everybody seems to enjoy them. They seem to like what I post. And then about a year ago, I started this podcast channel, and I sometimes struggle to find videos to film on my allotment. I don't always know what to film, so I thought I'll try a podcast. Podcasts were starting to become the craze. To be honest, I'd never listened to a podcast in my life, so I didn't even know what happens on a podcast, and I still don't, because I don't really listen to podcasts now. But I thought, yeah, I'll record an episode or two, and people are enjoying it. And I just talk straight from the heart on these podcasts. I don't do no editing whatsoever. I'm in like Facebook groups, and people get special editors in to edit all the podcasts, make them so that they don't keep saying and no blank spaces and stuff like that. But yeah, I just do it raw and straight from the heart, and all my followers seem to enjoy it. So I was posting it like once a week to start off with, and then I thought I'm going to start doing a few more, so it went to like 3 episodes a week. And now, whenever I can, literally, it's nearly every single day most times. And sometimes I think about, what do I actually talk about on these podcasts? But then I was just chatting to one of my followers, and he was saying, just talk about what you've been up to on that day. Even if you've not been to the allotment, just do an episode and talk about what you've been up to, what you're getting up to, and stuff like that. People enjoy listening to these podcasts, and sometimes they just want to have a listen and catch up with Gardening with Ben. So I thought, yeah, that's true. And yes, I'm sad. I do look at the stats to see how many people have been listening to episodes, and every month I'm getting more and more listens to my podcasts, and I can only see how many people have subscribed on Spotify. I can't see what other platforms people have subscribed on, which is unfortunately. So I don't know how many people follow me on Apple Podcasts, or I don't know how many people have subscribed on Amazon, Echo and stuff like that. But I can see how many people have subscribed on Spotify, and I think it's up to 360. So if that goes the same for the other podcast platforms, wow, thank you. And thank you for listening to all these episodes. And I do love recording them, and I do love uploading them every day. Like I said, some days I struggle to find stuff to talk about. So please do get in touch with me and send me a message and send me suggestions on what to talk about, because I do want to post these every day if possible, because I know people do enjoy listening to them, and I'm enjoying doing them. And obviously the more that I do them, the more people will listen and more followers I will get. So please do keep sending them suggestions and keep me up to date. And I hope that you do actually enjoy these podcasts, because I do get a lot of messages from people that have listened to them, and it's always great to get feedback on episodes. There's certain people out there that do send me messages after every episode, which I really do appreciate. You're not bugging me whatsoever. It's just good to listen and talk to people. And my allotment has helped me so much over these past couple of years. I have struggled absolutely, truthfully, with mental health so much that I don't talk to my family all the time. I don't talk to my friends all the time. I've not got many friends. I'll hold my hand up. I've not got many friends out there that I talk to. So talking to other gardeners really does help me, because I don't have many people to talk about my enjoyment on the allotment about, and it's good to talk to other people. So please do reach out if you've not got anybody to talk to, or if you do want a chat, just reach out and let's have a chat. I do love talking to all my followers, and yep, I'll never meet half of you. If you do live in Sheffield, do send me a message and maybe you can get me a pint and I'll give you an autograph. But yeah, do get in touch. It is good to listen to other people and talk to people, and I do appreciate the support that you do give me. And being on my allotment, sharing my stories with everybody, does bring me so much enjoyment and happiness to my life. I really don't know what I'd do without it. If I could do this full time, I would do it full time at a heartbeat. But to do that, we would have to have 1 million downloads a day. And at the moment, we're only getting 300. So keep on listening to these podcasts. Keep on sharing them to your Instagram stories. Get followers to follow it and listen to it, and share it with all your friends. Please do. So until next time, we will have an episode tomorrow where we'll be talking about all the stuff what we need to be getting up to at the weekend. So make sure you do join us for that. If you're new to this podcast, do click that subscribe button. Do click that follow button. Do click that share button. Until next time, remember, keep smiling, keep gardening, and keep listening to Gardening with Ben's podcasts. So thank you for listening to today's episode of Gardening with Ben. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode. Remember to do click that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our podcasts. Feel free to share them on your Instagram stories so that it spreads the word about my podcast and we get lots more listeners. Feel free to check out my social media sites, Facebook and Instagram as well, Gardening with Ben, and also my YouTube channel, to stay up to date with all my handy videos, how-to videos, and sharing my tips and advice. And feel free to check the link as well in the description for my Gardening with Ben t-shirts. Lots of funny gardening design t-shirts in there for you to purchase at great prices too. So thanks again, and as always, remember, keep smiling and keep gardening.